This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
I'll tell you what, it's been a massive weekend of NBL action, and we've got a big one tonight on a Monday night as well. Adelaide hosts the JackJumpers. We saw this game earlier in the season. Tasmania went into Adelaide and got the job done, but the 36ers have just found a way to get themselves together recently. Let's have a look at a same-game multi for this one. It'll be a hotly contested game, but the Sixers should be able to cover the 2.5. Mitch McCarron to get on the boards, the best rebounding point guard in the NBL, and Milton Doyle, a couple of made threes. Enjoy the game, Tassie and Adelaide, and gamble responsibly.
You know the score. Stay in control. Gamble responsibly.
Oh, what a finish! And he dunks on them inside 20 seconds, Guy Soto. Sunday Ditch knocks down another.
Doyle likes the look of this. Great start, JackJumpers.
Red hot start.
Oh, what a play. Doyle with the big block.
Oh! Has a problem with the rim.
Oh, you know what this is?
Showtime. Josh Majen, who's feeling it big time.
Bucket. Can't nobody guard me. Nobody.
Yes, Monday night basketball coming to you from the Adelaide Entertainment Centre tonight as round 11 of the Hungry Jacks NBL competition continues in what is going to be a huge matchup between the Adelaide 36ers and the Tassie JackJumpers. Both teams, we know, sitting in a bit of a logjam through that middle part of the table. And with a tough stretch of games to come over the Christmas period, it makes tonight's game even more important as I welcome my co-callers tonight, Melbourne United star Xavier Rattan-Mays and Liam Santamaria. And Liam, as we take a look at the standings, we can see why tonight is so crucial.
Massive game, Joey. There you see the top 5 teams on the ladder. Tassie sitting in 5th spot, just a touch over 500, 8 and 7. Of course, coming off the loss to Cairns after 3 straight wins. And there's the next 5. Adelaide sitting in 7th spot, just a touch under 500. And, of course, they're coming in full of confidence after that big win over Brisbane.
Potentially with a win tonight, they could jump the JackJumpers on the ladder. Xavier, we talk about the tough run through this Christmas period. All the clubs are going through it, but it's a real advantage for Adelaide 36ers. They've got 4 games in a row at home. They need to make the most of it.
Definitely. Whenever you get to play at home and play in front of your home fans, it's a time that you have to take full advantage of. These are the games that you circle, the ones that you're at home that you got to win, and hopefully they can come away with a couple here.
And one man who's going to be a huge factor in that game, Robert Franks. Gee, he was stroking the ball beautifully Saturday night, Liam. He's always the focal point of this offense.
He needs to be. He was brought in to be their leading scorer, essentially, and he's been really good in recent times. Starting to tap back into that form that he showed in Brisbane and he showed in the pre-season, and he was enormous in that win over his former team. 25 points at around 65% from the field, and he's so tough because he can give it to you inside and outside.
Multiple different ways. He's a guy that can bring you down to the low block. He can stretch you out to the three-point line and shoot the 3, take you off the dribble. He is a well-versed, highly talented guy that is, extremely talented.
We speak of the mixed fortunes of these 2 clubs Saturday night. Adelaide with the big win, Tassie a loss, and they'll be disappointed, Liam, because they were playing some good basketball, but just 10 points in the 4th quarter. Offense just stagnated a little.
Yeah, and it's not what we're used to seeing from the Taipans under Scott Wright. They usually execute so well in crunch time and in that final term, and they just didn't get it done against Cairns. But prior to that, 3 really good wins over your group, over Brisbane, over Sydney, so they'll be looking to bounce back in this one.
And Milton Doyle, he's going to be crucial for them offensively.
He is. He's a guy that is starting to come into true form. He's playing great basketball in the last 4, averaging 24, 2 and almost 7 rebounds a game. He is the focal point of this offense. He's a guy that they're going to feature early and often. And he's a guy that is, potent in this offense, and they're going to hope to get him going early.
He was just slightly down the other night against Cairns, 15 points, shooting at just 35%, so he'll be looking to bounce back. Well, we're also very lucky to have part of the commentary team tonight, the voice of basketball in Australia, John Casey. Welcome, Case.
G'day there, Joe. Look, great energy in the house here tonight. 48 hours ago, Adelaide had their biggest win and their highest score of the year. But the Tassie JackJumpers have no fear coming here. The last time was 67 days ago, and I remember because it seared into my brain. Adelaide were coming back off beating the Phoenix Suns in the NBA. Everyone was talking about their championship qualities, and Tassie knocked down 9 points inside the first 90 seconds, led by 22 at quarter time, and ended up winning by 25 to hand Adelaide their biggest home loss in 7 years. So different story tonight though, and good to see Clint Steindl moving into the starting five. Tassie looking for a spark here against Adelaide.
Yeah, they are different looking starting fives. We'll start with the Adelaide 36ers thanks to champion Xavier, your old teammate, Cleveland. Good form.
Yeah, AC's playing really well. Him and Robert Franks are the two guys in this starting lineup, headed by Mitch McCarron, who's a guy that's going to get everybody involved, and then Kai Soto playing into that starting role. Hope to see a big game from him tonight.
And the champion starting lineup for the JackJumpers, they are flipping it up a little. As Case mentioned, Clint Steindl, the veteran, comes in. Maybe a little extra length to go with Antonius Cleveland. Will Magnay getting better every single game?
Well, let's get this one underway. 7th v 5th on the ladder. Both got a tough stretch of games, as we said. Started on Saturday night for these two teams. Tassie have got 6 games in 16 days. This is the second. Adelaide with 5 in 15 days. Kai Soto wins the tip, keeps you spotting the starting lineup. Daniel Johnson is back in the unit tonight. He'll come off the bench after passing a fitness test. Interestingly, missed the previous game with gastro, but he's all clear to play tonight.
What do you reckon a fitness test for gastro entails exactly?
Not sure where they go with that one, but he'll play some minutes off the bench. Here's Franks with a step back straight up. A bit long on that one. And Magnay takes the board, who looks like he's building some confidence. Will Magnay, 6th game back now.
He is moving better, feeling better, getting a little bit of touch back, and he looked pretty good at the offensive end against the Taipans.
Milton Doyle takes on the Karen down low, but a bit long on that one. Here is Antonius Cleveland, 20 points. He's attacking the rim hard. On Saturday night, he starts again, continues in strong fashion. Chance for a 3-point play.
Anytime you can get AC going early and feeling good about himself, you could be in for a long night. Obviously, attacking this mismatch, getting downhill and playing through contact. He is one of the best in our league at getting to the rim and getting to the foul line.
It's right about this point last season when Antonius Cleveland went to another level, really went to an all-league kind of level, and you went with him, X, and the Illawarra Hawks started rolling, and you marched all the way to the semi-finals. I get the feeling, watching that game against Brisbane, there's something in Antonius Cleveland's eye right now that he's ready to really attack the second half of this year.
There's some real chemistry going with Robert Franks. They just complement each other so well. There's Majet, who started in red-hot form in that game John Casey was talking about in round 3. I think he had 14 points in the first quarter in that one. He gets the first 2 of the night for the JackJumpers. On the road. They have a pretty good record on the road, though, the JackJumpers. They're 6-3 this season. Adelaide just 3-4 at home, so they want to put on a show, and again, Cleveland gets to the rim easily.
Obviously, that's a matchup that, you know, the Adelaide 36ers have talked a lot about, and putting AC in ball screens where Steindl has to guard him away from the rim is a matchup that they really favor.
And for Milton Doyle, he's going to have his hands full of them. Sunday Detch and AC guarding him, 2 of the best in the competition.
But they've got elite perimeter defenders, 36ers. You're right, those two, throw Mitch McCarron into that mix as well. Where they've had some issues defensively maybe is a little bit up front. But you're right, guys like Milton Doyle, when they come in and play against the 36ers, they've got some tough guys to go against.
Expect to see them go right back to it here. High ball screen, put Steindl in it.
Good ball movement this time by the 36ers. Detch.
Great offense.
Great start. Of course, they scored the 108 points on Saturday night. First time this season they've scored 100. But their biggest win of the season as well, so they are full of confidence as Magnay tries his luck from long range. Here's Cleveland again, this time pulls up. Ooh, he's feeling good. You've seen this before?
I've seen this story before. Oh, man, good to see him going. Good to see him going. Like you said, Liam, he can flick a switch. And like you said, right at this time of year last year, we came out here to Melbourne. We played, I think it was Southeast. And he got going in the second half and never looked back. And once he gets rolling and feeling confident and knocking down jumpers like that, he becomes really, really tough to guard.
Had the 20 points the other night, started in good fashion. And tell you what, John Casey, while their offense is flowing, it might be even more potent because Ian Clark, we believe, should be joining the team soon.
That's the word that we're hearing, and it's going to be announced tomorrow morning at around 7 a.m. across the Adelaide 36's social channels. He won't be in the country until around Thursday, and it looks as though he will be here, but probably in uniform, but not going to play too much on Saturday, Christmas Eve, Adelaide's game against the Phoenix. But Ian Clark brings a lot to the table. A championship winner with Sydney earlier this year, an NBA champion as well. He's going to add a lot.
Case, you're all over this Adelaide 36ers team. There was some talk about whether they should bring in a guard or whether they should bolster their front line with a defensive presence. What do you think about the signing?
I think it's a good signing. I mean, the defence, they've got good defenders. A reigning defensive player of the year. They've got Sunday Detch, Mitch McCarron, one of the best. It's about getting that team and gelling them together.
XRM, what do you make of the move? You think it's good for the 36ers?
Big time, big time. Ian Clark's a guy that, shot, I think, 43% from the three last year. He came in, he was an impact off the bench, a true scoring punch, and a guy that brings championship experience to this group.
As you said, nearly the 14 points a game, a good clip last season, so that's good news for the 36ers. And they've started well here. Steindl, they want to get him going. That's a good sign, Liam, because he has been struggling in his 5 games since return, just averaging the 5 points.
That's good action, though. They're very good at running those kind of plays for Clint Steindl, getting him, catching and squaring up on the move.
There's Franks as well, getting in on the act. It's already got 10 between them, Franks and Cleveland. They had 45 between them on Saturday night. Hot start offensively. There's Doyle. Now Magnate. Soto on him. Here's Doyle again. Shot clock down to 4. Pulls up the free throw line. Points count.
So it's not going to be a bonus free throw for Doyle. It was Detch holding up the roll man. He's having a chat with the official about it right now, but the Jack Jumpers are going to take this out of bounds.
They're well spotted, Liam. Take a listen to the Amy replay. Talk us through it.
He's just got the arm wrapped around, just trying to delay Will Magnate as a roll man to the rim, and Michael Leyland, the official, was all over it.
So points will count, and they'll get possession again. Bit of contact in the key there between McVeigh and Franks. That'll be a good matchup as well. Now Doyle. Spills out to Steindl, and he's got 5 points already.
That's a backbreaker. Those are tough when offensive rebounds, and when you can get an offensive rebound to a kick-out three. Those are great shots. The percentages are in your favor if you can shoot wide open threes off offensive rebounds.
And if you're the Jack Jumpers now, if you're Scott Roth, Josh Majette, the point guard on the floor, run some more action for Steindl.
Yeah.
You got him for that early jumper, which he knocked down. Opportune bucket right there. He's feeling good.
6th game of the season for Steindl coming up from that injury. Same with Will Magnate. Oh, well done by Sunday Detch to win the ball back for the 36ers. And Soto helps himself to his first bucket. Good start to this one. Here's Majette. He gets to his spot. It's a bit long. Soto kicks it out in transition to Detch. Shooting at 87% at the moment, the 36ers. All the starters getting in on the act as McVeigh, who's been in good form, draws the foul.
2 shots.
Kai Soto coming in off the 13 points, 8 boards, getting his first start on Saturday night. Keeps his spot with Johnson coming in off the bench.
Yeah, he was productive. As you say, the numbers were pretty good, and I thought he held his own defensively for the most part. As a little bright smile, knows he's not giving up the hungry Jack. Knockdown shooter. So it's nice to see Kai Soto getting these kind of minutes. I don't hate the idea, just personally, of Daniel Johnson coming off the bench the rest of the way. Now, that might sound crazy of such a legend like DJ, but as a scoring punch off the bench, a little bit not too dissimilar to yourself right now, X, with Melbourne United.
I don't think DJ will be too happy with that.
And there's a defensive breakdown from the Jack Jumpers you don't see too often.
I think DJ has earned his stripes.
And then Majet does it just as easily at the other end. How are you seeing this one play out? XRM, who you think pretty evenly matched, but who would you be banking on later in this game to win it?
I think Adelaide has really come out with a mindset to disrupt defensively. They're doing a lot of switching, trying to be disruptive, and doing a pretty good job. So I'm liking what I'm seeing from Adelaide right now.
You know what you're going to get from the Jack Jumpers. Yeah. It's Milton Doyle up to 4 points. There's Drimmick. He was shooting him the other night, 16 points, so you can't get that to fall. And Cleveland almost sniffed an opportunity. Doyle kicks it across to McVeigh, who's ready to fire, just a bit long on that one. 1 of 4 from long range so far for the Jack Jumpers.
Bit of a clunky, kind of funky vibe to this game right now. Neither one of these teams really able to get into much of a rhythm. Shooting not too bad from the field, but neither one of them really able to kind of get a bit of a flow on or establish themselves yet as the coaches ring the changes. Daniel Johnson, the legend, comes back into the Sixers.
Yeah, got a round of applause from the home crowd.
The referees are allowing them to be really physical tonight, too.
And as you say that, they call the foul. Drimmick, nice bit of composure. Tough finish. Let's take a look at the Amy replay.
He's wasted no time on being aggressive. Drimmick launches it from long range, and then here, putting it on the deck. Feeling the contact, riding the contact, embracing the contact, and finishing at the cup.
16 points on Saturday night for Drimmick. Got his first points in this one. High scoring start.
That's good D. Love that from the 36ers. High pickup point, off the made free throw, everybody up the floor, denying the inbounds catch.
Scott Roth, as you said, rang the changes, brought the bench on. Isaac White into the game. Sean McDonald, Prislovic. Rashad Kelly finds McDonald. Mitch McCarron, a strong rebound. And Cleveland's already got 8. They're looking to push the ball here, the Jack Jumpers. Majet thought about it. Now backs out with Daniel Johnson on him. There's White. Good defender on him in Cleveland that draws the foul.
Former teammates. Isaac seen AC try to go at him a little bit. Seen a little bit of that last year in practice.
Just a first personal on Cleveland, checking out for a bit of a rest.
You see there your chance to win a trip of a lifetime to the USA. You and a mate could meet the great Shaquille O'Neal. Flights, accommodation, spending money all included. Enter now. Some sort of trip that'd be. You met him?
I have not met Shaq, actually.
What's up? Thanks, buddy. You let it run here.
So both coaches know the importance of this game. We spoke about it off the top. You know, this log jam through the middle. Melbourne United, we'll touch on that later. Starting to get hot, won 3 of 4. And Perth are in there as well. We know they're coming. It just makes these games crucial. We're starting to get into the back end of the season. And as we said, Adelaide could jump ahead potentially the Jack Jumpers. They'll certainly get level on points. There's Drimmick.
Okay.
feeling good.
Creating off the bounce now.
Off the bounce.
Double crossover.
Right to left crossover.
Creates a little space. He's having some fun out there.
Here's Krislovic. Weeks. Now Rashad Kelly. Franks gave him a look, so he took it. They'll get the offensive board. Hustle from the smallest man on the court. Here's Weeks, who's shooting at a good clip. Over 50%.
Yeah, that is not the guy that you want to leave from the three-point line right now. He is shooting the ball at an unbelievable clip. I think right around that 50% mark, right?
Yeah, 53% from long range this year.
Wow.
Hell no! Push up! Come here! 520. Hit!
Hard to argue with that one.
He had a go at it. Fabian Krislovic. Didn't feel like he should have got that whistle, Daniel Johnson. They missed Johnson in the block. I think if you're going to bring Johnson off the bench, then when he gets in there, go at him. Feed the big fella. Let him really get going. That's an easy call for the official right in front of him and contact on the shooting up.
This Saturday night with the bout of Gastro coming off the benches. Galloway looks like he's ready to check in. They're normally pretty stingy in first quarters, the JackJumpers. Already conceded 25 points, still got a couple of minutes to play. A bit of full court pressure from the 36ers. White wanting to get into Kelly. This is his go down low. Couldn't get that to fall. Harris wanted the foul. Seeing Galloway check in. Played some good minutes in recent weeks for Adelaide. JackJumpers crank up the defense. 3 seconds left on the shot clock. They forced a rush shot. Better defense from Tassie.
Great defensive possession right there. JackJumpers switched everything and forced a tough contested long two at the end of the clock.
Krislovic again to Weeks. Just short on that. Kelly, good aggression up on the offensive boards. They couldn't finish. Just over a minute left in this entertaining first quarter. From the Adelaide Entertainment Centre, Galloway. They had the height.
Giving them a bit of a punch off the bench, Galloway. I like the idea of bringing him into the rotation, getting some first quarter run. He's been shooting the pill really well over the last couple of games.
Foul going to be called, reaching in. Harris didn't like it.
Hey! Nice one. Yeah, he hasn't gathered the ball yet.
What have you been making of the officiating, Glenn? A lot of fouls called yesterday's game in particular. You're okay with it?
Wow, heaps of fouls yesterday. Their two teams lead the league in free throw attempts, both trying to put all kinds of heat on the rim, and they were just going at each other time and time again. And it became a parade to the free throw line. To be honest, all kinds of incredible free throw shooting numbers, but didn't take away from how good a spectacle it was for mine overall. What an unbelievable game that was.
Hell of a game. Phoenix defeating the Kings in double overtime. Held up your game, X, didn't it? You guys were watching it from the race, waiting for your game to start.
Yeah, we were in and out of the locker room about 5-6 times, trying to hope that game finished. Yeah, we were on a little bit of a delay and watching it in the tunnel a little bit. But it's always, obviously, to see two great performances like there was last night. It was really great for the league.
It was almost the two best individual performances of the season in the one game. That was a beauty. We get down to the final 10 seconds here. Adelaide come out in good form, and again a hold on Daniel Johnson against Krislovic.
That's what we're talking about. Make sure you find, he likes that matchup with Krislovic because he has the height advantage, knows he can just go up over the top. And so feed him in the block. The other thing I quite like about bringing DJ off the bench at this point in his career and with this group is ideally you can bring him in when you've racked up a couple of fouls already on your opponent, because DJ operating when your opponents are over the limit becomes a factor.
I hear you.
Well, Saturday night, 36ers had 28 points in the first quarter, which was the most of the season, and they've just topped that with their best first quarter of the season here. Back-to-back nights, been a positive start. Callie will get it off in time, but Adelaide looking to build some momentum. They are working their way into the season, and at quarter time here, Adelaide Entertainment Centre, they lead the JackJumpers 29-22. Positive start for the Adelaide 36ers tonight. At home, they lead 29-22. Their best first quarter performance of the season. It comes off the back of this man. The man you know well, Xavier Antonius Cleveland. He just seems as the longer the season's going, the better he's getting.
Yeah, he's starting to play really, really good basketball, coming off a great performance the other night and carrying that over. He's a key to this Adelaide 36ers team, and they want to see him produce at a high level.
Quick shot of the mean machine right there. Al Green, Adelaide legend, NBL legend. That man holds the record for the highest individual scoring game in league history.
Really? What is it at?
You take a stab. We'll get Liam to give the exact answer in a minute. Those playing along at home. There's Weeks, who we said shooting the ball well. Bounces out.
He dropped it in Frankston for the West Adelaide Bearcats, I'm pretty sure. 71. Ooh. And there he is, taken in proceedings from the sidelines.
Here's McCarron working Weeks down low. His first couple of points of the night, Mitch McCarron.
71, that's a lot of points.
71.
Here's White looking to be aggressive. Oh, Soto! Just swats that away on the young fella. And now they try and go to him down low, and he draws the foul. Good bit of play from Kai Soto. Take a look at the replay. You're all for Isaac White. Bang. Out of there.
Kai just coming right over to protect McCarron. This is beautiful play, and then runs the floor. Runs the floor, gets to the free throw line, gets a great seal, and gets himself 2 easy ones.
Well, John Casey, you would have seen a lot of Al Green play ball. Were you there the night he shot 71?
I wasn't there, lucky enough to be there the night that he shot 71, but he also shot 60 as well and another 59. He could really put points on the board, no doubt about that. And there was a lot of talk about having Mitch Creek and, of course, Derek Walton Jr. both scored 45-41 in the game yesterday. Well, I go back to the night Leroy Loggins had 55 in a game against Andrew Gaze, who had 54 in 1987. That is a head-to-head that you would like to see.
Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Hey, Case, when the Meat Machine chats about that 71-point performance, does he ever mention it was in a 28-point loss?
Funnily enough, that doesn't come up very often. In fact, he's got too many other things to talk about. But yeah, 71, that's just a heck of a performance.
Yeah, just leaves that out. What did the team score, Liam? If he scored 71 and they lost by 28.
Oh, I'm not sure.
He scored 71 out of 80.
I tell you, rightly, as we see the Jack Jumpers draw the whistle, Antonius Cleveland picks up his second personal. What he rightly talks about, as Case mentioned there, was he was on a tear, Al Green, at that time. Was regularly putting up 50s. He had the 60-point game. So he says, yeah, everyone talks about 71, but I was giving him the buckets on a nightly basis at the time.
Was this the 48-minute era, too?
Oh, yeah.
Milton Doyle. See, they're averaging the 17.5 points, ranked 7th in the league. Since round 5, that's up over 20 points a game. Top 4 in the league. So after a slightly slow start, he just found his feet. Milton Doyle, he continues to be the leader of this offense. He's got 6 points. They still trail by 9, though, the Jack Jumpers. So this might help. Turnover from Franks.
Oh, wow. Wow. Jeez. Isaac White bemused.
That's amazing.
That's a lot of physicality. The turnover there, the push from Sean McDonald. And incidental is the word coming through from the officials. Jack Jumpers take it out.
It'll be Doyle. Kelly sets the pick, finds him down low. Good ball movement here. Wide open.
He will do that for you. He will stretch the floor, and he's what else he's going to do? He's going to pick up 94 feet right here and be very disruptive. But Isaac White is great, man. He is a guy that's going to come in, give you great minutes, knock down shots for you, and just be solid on both ends.
You spoke earlier in the season, X, as Soto can't drill the mid-range, about Lockie Dent and what he would do on that scout squad at Hawks practice last year. Was Isaac White in that group as well?
Oh, Isaac White was worse. He would put it in game context. He would have nights where he would probably have like 40 on us in scout. He just unbelievable knockdown shooter. He gets his feet set. It's pretty much going in. So it's good to see him getting the opportunity to play good minutes, and be in a role where he can, help impact winning. And it's good to see him out there.
Well, down by 9 moments ago, they're back within 4. And pre-game, we caught up with Kai Soto, just talking about the consistency of this Adelaide 36ers team.
Replicating that or finding consistency in performances has been a struggle this year. So what do you need to do tonight to make sure we get the best again?
I think it's having a real good mindset every game. I think that's what CJ emphasized this past week, is to have that ready mindset and just to stay positive. We're going to have some lapses and mistakes throughout the game, but it's the next game mentality. Just be positive and be ready.
And Liam, they've seemed to have made it a real focus at the halfway mark to have a reset. They said, forget about what's happened in the first half of the season. Let's just focus on these next 14 games. Let's bring great effort, great intensity, and see where it can take us. It can work two ways. Sometimes teams, as we've seen, can get on a run and get hot at the back end of the season, or do they fall back into these inconsistent ways we've seen in the first half?
No doubt, and that's the mentality that they have to take. It's what the Melbourne United have done as well, and said, all right, well, this is our group. We've got Marcus Lee in here, we've got Shea Ili in here, and we're starting the season. They've gone 3-1 since they set that time. Now, the challenge for the 36ers is, as Case was alluding to, can they get a few wins in a row? They haven't had more than 2 W's in a row all season.
What are those conversations like, XRM? You had them at Melbourne United when you focus, say, right, let's reset. What are some of the things you talk about?
One game at a time, and then try and stack them together. It's being united in a group that really wants to win, and knowing that you have the guys and the personnel to be able to do it. And if you can start stacking wins together and playing good basketball at the right time, you become a scary team and a team that, you know, people don't want to see.
Such a tough competition. So as we see Milton Doyle, a nice feed to Magnay. Doyle just starting to get involved in the last few minutes. Magnay's first point of the night.
I haven't been able to really get him involved. They've been staying at home on the roll man on those actions, the 36ers, forcing other jack jumpers to make plays, and there Milton Doyle able to help Magnay get on the scoreboard.
As I said, for Magnay, coming off his best game Saturday night, 12 points, 4 boards and 3 blocks in that loss to Cairns. So him and Steindl still looking to find their best form, and I'll make the jack jumpers even more dangerous the back end of this season. As Cleveland wants to get it down to Soto. You know he's got that right-hand skyhook. Good defense from Magnay. There's the block.
When you talk about good defense, how's the defense from Rashad Kelly earlier that possession? The way he denied the catch for Robert Franks in the block. He's a little undersized in that spot, but he has a whole bunch of fight about him.
Kelly is an extremely physical and really good defender as well. Able to push him off the spot and deny catches.
Soto from behind. And another block shot for him. Growing in confidence. Rashad Kelly got to his spot. Didn't expect Soto from behind.
Nathan, can you write down 6:34 in the second, please? Thank you.
Nick Marshall coming onto the floor for his first run of the night. Another one who's been playing some important minutes for Adelaide. Getting better with every game. McCarron. Feed to Johnson.
He made a great read there, Mitch McCarron. Looked off the first option X and found the second.
Yeah, Mitch McCarron, super crafty. He's not gonna give you 20, but he'll give you 10, and 8. You know, he's a guy that is gonna fill the box score and be extremely effective for this Adelaide 36ers offense.
All 4 of DJ's points have come from the stripe. Make it 5. Never seems flustered or rushed, Mitch McCarron. Just plays at his own tempo.
Fair to say. Daniel Johnson's very much the same. So they've got those level heads, and then they need some other guys like Antonius Cleveland in particular to bring the spark, that extra energy, take them to that next level in ball games.
Adelaide led by as much as 9 earlier in this quarter. As he got it within 2. And they'll look to close the gap here, McVeigh. Just the 2 points for him so far. The Jet wanted to find him. And now Magnay with a spin move on Johnson. Gets a chance for a 3-point play.
This is what we're talking about with Magnay, just starting to feel and look a little bit more comfortable at the offensive end. Now he's catching it on the 3 on the move, driving and spinning. And he likes this matchup against Daniel Johnson, thinks he can go to work.
And they're within 1. McVeigh with the 5, Magnay I should say, 5 points. McVeigh just the 2. Milton Doyle leading the Jack Jumpers with 8, as is Cleveland. He's still on the bench for the time being. Here's Marshall, showing his athleticism. Nice attacking move to the basket.
Really good take. Playing well. Nick Marshall has had 2 double-digit scoring games in his career, and they're the last 2 Adelaide have played. 15 against the Phoenix and 10 the other day against the Bullets.
Here's White going to the other end, getting some good minutes. He's got 7 points.
There he goes. Love to see it.
Franks. Way off. A chance for the Jack Jumpers to take the lead. The Jet just hovered and kept Johnson away, and all of a sudden Tassie in front. And an offensive foul. against Johnson. So that's what the JackJumpers do, isn't it, Xavier? This makes them so difficult. They were just struggling a little bit. They were trailing by 9. All of a sudden, here they are.
Yeah, they're a grinded-out team. They're going to be steady. They're going to be solid all game. They're going to force you into tough shots, and then they're going to execute on the offensive end. They're going to use 20 to 22 seconds of that shot clock and then try and hit a big one as the shot clock is winding down.
As McVeigh helps himself to 2. When we speak about their offense, Liam, they conceded 29 points in that first quarter. Well, they've kept Adelaide to just 8 so far in this second.
Yeah, ramped up the defense for sure. It's at a higher level in this quarter. And they're going to Daniel Johnson down the other end. Will Magnay, and then that time Jack McVeigh.
Halfway down, comes out, so nothing working for the 36ers offensively at the moment. It was really Doyle who started to get Tassie back into it offensively earlier in this quarter. Took control of the ball as he's doing it in here. He'll either score or set it up. Just gets that one to not fall. And now Detch, plenty of time for him. Again, another miss. Now just 1 of 6 from long range for Adelaide. McVeigh finds Kelly. It's an air ball. He's struggling from 3-point range this season, Rashad Kelly. Yeah, Adelaide looking to get a good set offensively. Here's Johnson. He likes the matchup with McVeigh, and again, as you mentioned before, the best at just getting himself to the free throw line. He's 6 from 6 already.
He's an absolute expert, a master at drawing fouls in those types of situations. And yeah, these are former teammates, McVeigh and Daniel Johnson. McVeigh feels he's got the advantage on the fly, driving past Johnson a couple of possessions ago, and DJ feels like he has that advantage down low.
Well, we spoke about how much of a hectic schedule it is for most teams throughout this period, the Christmas festive season. Well, let's speak to McVeigh on how he finds this festive season is going to be for a JackJumpers lineup.
Being around the festive season, is it distracting, or is it how do you keep morale up when you might be training on Christmas Eve or playing on Boxing Day and those type of things?
It's good. It can be distracting, especially with family always coming in, people seeing each other. But you want to hope that you build a culture where people are looking forward to coming to work every day. It's not feeling like a chore. We're having fun, and that's what just Jackies do. So a lot of Christmas carols being sung around the program, and having good fun with that.
Well, Liam, we are thankful that these players are sacrificing their festive season for us so that we get the enjoyment. But, X, you're playing Christmas night, so it's a sacrifice for you guys, and you're doing it for the basketball community. But is it a bit of a challenge for the players?
Yeah, it is. It can be. But, you know, I remember growing up and watching Christmas Day games back home in the U.S. and watching Kobe play on Christmas, and you always dream about playing on Christmas Day. And I remember, you know, on Boxing Day after that game, you used to go buy the Christmas Day shoes of all the superstar players. So to be able to play on Christmas Day is special, and it's something that I'm looking forward to, and something that, you know, I hope that all the guys are looking forward to as well.
Would this be your first opportunity anywhere around the world to play on Christmas Day?
It is. It's my first opportunity to play on Christmas, and I am super excited for that.
Well, it's a historic event in the NBL. John Casey, been around a long time. Looking forward to it?
Really am looking forward to it, Joey, on Christmas Day. And while we know the players are sacrificing a lot to be able to bring this on, let's not forget the referees as well. I know a couple of the referees are doing 6 games in 11 days during this hectic schedule we've got at the moment. And Michael Aylen, who's doing the game here tonight, I know is going to be refereeing the Christmas Day game. I asked him if he'd put his hand up to be part of history. He said people don't put their hands up to work on Christmas Day.
He's putting his hand up right now, but yeah. Fair enough. No, it's a really good point, Case. And you know, you got to talk about the referees. It takes a lot of people to put on a game. Yep. Have to come in and work at the arena and the like. So hats off to them as well. Jack saying that the carols are getting a workout around the club. You guys pumping the carols out on the Bluetooth speaker at practice?
No, we haven't. We haven't started pumping the carols yet. We actually have our Secret Santa here coming up soon, but the Christmas Day carols haven't been brought out quite yet.
No pentatonics helping getting you up and about?
Not yet. We're still listening to Drake and those type of guys in our facility.
Is there a theme for your bad Santa, your Christmas presents? Have you got a theme, or is it just
No theme. No. We got a limit, $1 limit.
$1 limit.
No. Like we got a limit on how much that we have to spend.
Which is?
I don't know if I can say.
Come on, man.
It's a decent limit.
Is it more or less than 50?
More.
Okay. Good press.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. We're looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing what the younger guys go ahead and buy, because those are always the presents that are kind of funny and terribly wrapped. So should be interesting.
Adelaide need to find some scores here. Just 10 points this quarter. After a season high 29 in that first term. Shot clock again ticking down, so Dex again has to fire a contested 3. They'll keep possession here. A bit of hustle from Galloway, draws a foul on Steindl. See there, quarter by quarter, being outscored by 10. This turn, the 36ers. JackJumpers doing their thing.
They have well and truly grabbed control and kept control of the tempo in this second quarter, the JackJumpers. This game is now being played on their terms. Long possessions at both ends of the floor and frustrating times for Adelaide.
Drimick fires to Marshall. Again, as the shot clock was expiring. Tassie can look to extend their lead. Kelly wants it down low. He's got Drimick on him. He likes the matchup. Kicks it out to Steindl. Had 5 first quarter points. Couldn't get that to fall. Now Harris looking to push the tempo. Might have been a foul. Let's let it play. Turnover. And Adelaide will kick it out with a full shot clock.
A little bit hectic. I'm surprised we haven't... Oh, here he comes. Mitch McCarron coming back into the game to settle things down.
Nice cut from Dex. Couldn't finish. Really drawing up the offensive end. Just over a minute and a half left in this first half. Adelaide led by 7 at quarter time. Good ball movement again. Doyle thought about it and close out from Marshall. And again, contested 3. Good defense from the youngster. Here's Drimick. Harris, he's got a lane. And again, the defense from Rashad Kelly.
Just resilient. The defensive end, the JackJumpers really just not giving it an inch anywhere. Rotation is on point. It's early, it's on time. And he sends that packing.
Now going on the head fake, being the second off the ground and doing a really good job.
Both these teams were shooting at over 60% at one stage, now down to 40%. Tassie and Adelaide at 45%. That'll be a travel.
Yeah. Surprised we haven't seen the re-emergence of Antonius Cleveland throughout this dry stretch. He
2 fouls.
Checked out with the 2 fouls, but you know, we're heading towards half-time. You know, CJ obviously being a little extra cautious with Cleveland. Got off to that fast start, but you're trying to open the game up a little. He's the kind of guy who can get that done.
100%.
Drimick with the 5 points. Frank's just 4 points in this first half. He's only taken the 4 field goal attempts, and there'll be another turnover.
And then you see the frustration in the body language right now for Adelaide. It's been so dry in this second quarter, and this is what the JackJumpers do to you.
And this season, thanks to Latrobe Financial, we're giving away guaranteed $50,000. Enter now at nbl.com.au/legends for your chance to win. Jet backs out. McVeigh looking to go at Harris. Good defense. And then no foul. Foul was called against Franks. He looks bemused, as most of the players do when there's a foul called on them.
Don't we all?
A bit frustrating first half for Robert Franks. Just spoken about how good he's been. Just the 4 points and 2 rebounds.
Nothing to do with the call. One, the foul.
Mitch McCarron asking for a flop. Michael Allen saying there's no flop if there's a foul. They lead by 5. The JackJumpers. Been a great second quarter. They bring the press. 20 seconds left in this quarter. Shot clock down to 12. So Tassie will have last possession, but Adelaide need a score. Still just 10 points for the quarter. Dremick could have been called for a travel. He lets them play and he scores. They needed that, Adelaide. The Jet fires away from half-time. But it was a quarter where the JackJumpers did as they do best. They tightened the screws defensively. They kept Adelaide to just 12 points. They were able to get some points on the board themselves. You wouldn't know by Scott Roth's reaction. But they turned a 7-point quarter-time lead into a 3-point half-time lead.
Yeah, really good quarter from the JackJumpers. It was Adelaide that got off to that fast start, and then the JackJumpers ramped up the effort at the defensive end and really frustrated Adelaide into a tough second term. Just 12 points in that quarter.
Well, let's get down to courtside because John Casey has XRM's boy with him, Isaac White.
Isaac White, yeah, getting plenty of love from XRM in the commentary. We know you come to Adelaide and you like to turn it on. It is your hometown, and you did a really good job there of grabbing the momentum from Adelaide. How did you do that?
Just locking down on the defensive end. I think we gave up 29 in the first quarter. That's not us. Picking up 94 feet is kind of how we get ourselves going. So it started on that end, and then offense started to flow a bit.
Both you and Antonius Cleveland were at Illawarra last season. You enjoying the battle here again, meeting up with him?
Yeah, I mean, he's a really good player and obviously brings a lot of energy and stuff like that. So it's always good going against him.
Great first half. Good luck in the second.
Yeah.
Lead by 3 points, the JackJumpers. I mean, no round 11. Of course, his Indigenous round. We've been acknowledging and celebrating our Indigenous culture as we go to the halftime break. Let's get to learn more.
Well, Indigenous round in the Hungry Jacks NBL is one of the most significant events of the season. All teams will be wearing specially designed jerseys by Indigenous artists.
Indigenous round is showcasing the culture we have.
The biggest round of the season. I always look forward to that. Always look to the unveiling of all the jerseys.
Looking at the jerseys and the representation of what they're showing and each culture, you know, it's just really cool to see each tribe or mob, their story being shown.
We get to show our unique culture and a style of paintings and drawings and how it all tells a story, and it helps other people learn about us, and in a way it really brings us all together, and it's really unique and I love it. We probably haven't had a whole lot of Indigenous players represent the country, and they're slowly starting to filter through.
It was a great feeling here, honestly. Yeah, definitely very memorable. It means a lot to me, man. Especially for the future to come. All the kids that I can inspire.
We've got kids who are aspiring to do the same thing as us, and it's just going to propel us as a culture.
The youngsters are on, and they're putting on a show.
Half-time here, Adelaide Entertainment Centre. Monday night basketball, a good game on our hands too. The Adelaide 36ers and the JackJumpers. Tassie trailed by 7 points at quarter time, but a 22-12 second term sees them take a 3-point lead into half-time as I welcome in John Casey. And Case, Adelaide's offence was flowing in that first quarter. Season high 29 points, but just 12 in that second term. What did you see courtside?
Oh, I thought it was a credit to the Tasmania JackJumpers, the way that they were able to make the adjustments. Adelaide burst out to a 10-2 lead in the first 2.5 minutes. But then in the second quarter, Will Magnay started to get things going. And, of course, Tassie reeled off 9 unanswered points in a 90-second stretch in the middle of the second. And that's the problem for Adelaide this year. They seem to get lost in 90 seconds. A team can get 9 or 10 points on them and the complexion changes. As you can see, neither team lighting it up from deep, but both getting to the free throw line with good authority as well. And the JackJumpers, just 2 turnovers for them. There's no way they're going to beat themselves.
Yeah, this match evenly poised at half-time. Well, over at the analyser, Xavier Rattan-Mays, Liam Santamaria, you want to take a closer look at the Tassie point guard, Josh Magette.
We're going to talk about Josh Magette a little bit. He's been an assist king his whole career. In the G League, last year in the NBL, he was second in dimes, but the assists are down this year, and he's got just 1 in this first half. Why? Because Teams X are guarding him in a little bit of a different way this year.
Yeah, as you see, Josh Magette is a big-time assist guy, and he does a great job of getting 2 feet in the paint and distributing and getting guys involved. But what you're seeing a little bit more here is guys staying more at home. You're going to see guys stay at home and try and take away his assist looks and make Josh more of a scorer. So if you play it here, as he comes downhill, they stay at home, and they're going to make him make these tough mid-range shots opposed to beating him with assists.
The thing is, the JackJumpers are going to continue to put Magette in these ball screen actions. He's going to get these types of looks time and time again. So you see here, the ball screen comes. Daniel Johnson, he's going to sink in the coverage. These guys are going to stay at home. Exactly. What's the read for Magette as he attacks downhill?
Attacks downhill. If you have somebody that sucks in, he's gonna be a big time assist guy. But if you can just play in between two, like watch you hear Robert Franks plays in between two and make him make those shots, I think those are things that you're probably trying to live with.
So the passing angles aren't there as much for Magette this season. Teams turning him into a scorer. Can he continue to make those types of reads in this second half?
We'll keep an eye out for Josh Magette in that second half. Both teams getting ready to warm up because it's an important game, as we said, hovering around 500. Who can work their way into the top 6 and the top 4 in the ladder? And, of course, we know this season, with thanks to Latrobe Financial, how good's this giveaway? A guaranteed $50,000. All you have to do is make a half-court shot, send it in, be as creative as possible, and who knows, you could be going home with $50,000 thanks to Latrobe Financial. Can't wait for that one. Stick with us. Plenty more to come. Big second half underway. The JackJumpers leading the 36ers by 3 points. Big second half about to get underway here at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. Adelaide trail by 3 points. They've got a little bit of work to do after a quiet second term. The JackJumpers doing as they do, but I'll tell you what, it is a wonderful time of year, and this is going to be history-making for the NBL. Christmas night, the Sydney Kings hosting your Melbourne United. There you are, Christmas night. Liam, we're lucky. We're getting to stuff our faces and then sit down at 6:30 and enjoy one hell of a game of basketball, but how exciting is this going to be?
Super excited for it, to be able to play on Christmas Day, to be able to play our rivals in the Sydney Kings in Sydney is going to be really special, and a night that we're really looking forward to. Like I said, you know, playing, you dream of playing on Christmas Day. You dream of being able to wake up and play basketball on Christmas. So it's one that we're looking forward to.
Look at that, basketball doesn't stop. Tomorrow night to finalise round 11, the Taipans hosting Perth, and then it kicks off on Wednesday. That game's been changed. It was meant to be New Zealand Breakers, but we'll touch on
I'm sure the Phoenix are happy about that.
COVID situation. Mitch Creek will be keen to keep playing while he's hot, and it keeps going all the way through, as we said, to Christmas night and then Boxing Day and the 27th. So plenty of basketball action. How good.
Some really big matchups there as well. That Cairns Perth one tomorrow night is going to be really interesting. Adam Ford won a couple of championships as assistant coach there at Perth, but he's 0-9 against the Wildcats as a head coach.
Wow.
Really? Desperate to get that breakthrough win over his old team.
Well, quite uniquely for Cairns, it's their third game this round, and they've already won both of them. So it'll be 3 games in the round as Franks.
Well, that'll feel good for Robert Franks. Had a quiet first half, just the 4 points, but knocks down a triple to open the second half.
That's a really positive start for Robert Franks. As we said, averaging the 7.5 and 7 a game. Been wonderful. Doyle kicks it out to McVeigh, feet set. Well off. And then in transition, an easy two, and just like that, they're back in front.
And that's what we're talking about with Antonius Cleveland and his ability to help pick up the pace. Catches that defensive rebound on the fly, looks up, finds McCarron. Adelaide 5-zip start.
Quickly picks up his third foul, though. We take a look at the Amy replay.
And just a quick little difference here. He's slipping out of screens instead of setting now. And that's probably an adjustment they made at halftime. And then you see AC get the rebound and push. But on the offensive end for Adelaide, in the first half, they were really keyed in on setting good screens. But now you see Rob Franks comes out, he slips one and gets a wide open three.
So Cleveland said picked up his third foul. He had 8 points in the first quarter, didn't score in the second. McVeigh just builds himself to 6 points. In the full court defense. McCarron starting this half with Detch, Soto, Franks and Cleveland, the starting 5. Steindl, Doyle, Magnay, McVeigh and Majet for the JackJumpers. Soto's shown he's got some range from out here.
Ooh. That's pretty. Smiling about it too. Obviously, he's been working on that shot for a while.
He's got 7 points in that matchup with Magnay. They got the switch on Cleveland. Good defense. They go straight back to Soto. He's got Doyle. He's got that little right-hand hook going.
Good
That's
take.
too easy.
Good take, big fella. Resisted the temptation to go to the fadeaway and used the advantage he had. Got it right to home base.
He's now the leading scorer for the 36ers with 9 points. A couple of blocks. Cleveland with the active hands.
AC's ability to guard multiple offensive players in one possession is unbelievable.
You see Soto. He's shown he can make the 3 ball. Steindl. He was one who had the 5 points in that first quarter, didn't score in the second.
Well, that was a horrendous defensive breakdown there, Joey. And Mitch McCarron furious. The captain voicing his displeasure on the floor.
Detch. They go to Soto again. This time.
Great pass.
Shows the all-round game to Detch.
He's having a good time out there, Kai Soto. Bringing out the celebrations. Beautiful pass. No
Great
there. The movement off the ball. Nice from Detch, and he just put it right on the spot. Set up Detch for the finish.
And Adelaide came out hot in the first quarter. They've now scored 13 points in less than 3 minutes in this third quarter. And they're back out by 6, led by as much as 9 in the second term. Get out to Doyle. He's got the 10 points. Majet looking to be aggressive. That's a good finish with Soto all over him.
Top of the glass.
Detch just picked the pocket of Cleveland, gives it back. Frenetic start to this third quarter. Adelaide 7-8 on the season. Tassie 8-7. Plenty to play for. As Majet just pulls up in transition. Yeah, that was halfway down. Good hustle from Magno, but couldn't keep possession. Seen any other adjustments, X, to Adelaide's offense in this second half? Already got the 13 points on the board after having just 12 for the whole second quarter.
Yeah, they're gonna. Adelaide is doing a really good job of getting stops and trying to get out and run transition. Obviously, they're gonna do a little bit better in slipping screens, and they're gonna put Rob in positions right here where he can be a little bit more aggressive than he was in the first half.
Shot clock down to 2. Cleveland will be aggressive. Soto with a chance for the tip back, couldn't get it in. Doyle draws the foul.
Just a couple of really good defensive possessions there from the JackJumpers. Adelaide really getting nothing. The JackJumpers, they are not a turn you over type of defense. No. They're not out there trying to create turnovers and steals. They are just trying to stay square, stay in front, make you shoot over a hand, and then clean the defensive glass. They're first in the league in defensive rebounding percentage. So they make you miss, and then they finish the possession on the glass. They've given up only 2 offensive rebounds this whole game thus far. And those last couple of possessions are a perfect example of them defensively doing their thing.
No, and they're a disruptive unit. They're going to play passing lanes and just try and make you catch passes a lot higher in the half court than you want to, and they're going to be ultra physical. They don't mind picking up a couple fouls, and they just want to push you out of spots, and that's their kind of MO on the defensive end.
Cleveland, it's his own offensive board, missed a couple.
Right on cue, an offensive board for Adelaide, but they can't capitalise.
Now a chance for the JackJumpers. Try to tie things up or take the lead. As we said, this is their second game of a 6-game stretch in 16 days. McDonald gets his first points of the night. He's played some good minutes too in recent games.
Really good minutes. The DP's worked his way into the rotation. That was a beautiful little hezzy along the base.
3 of Tassie's next 4 games are against teams above them on the ladder. A tough little period for them. They've got their hands full tonight in Adelaide. Drimmick. Shot clock running out. He's going to draw the foul. Probably one they didn't need to give up, Tassie.
You got 13. You got 13.
Well, you see the frustration there for Anthony Drimmick. That's how a lot of people feel playing against the JackJumpers. Like, why don't you just call all of these bumps? Krislovic comes out on the hard show, bumps the ball, and there's no whistle. And then the guy guarding the ball is riding the ball handler as he drives it down the lane, and then eventually Drimmick draws the whistle as Krislovic contests the shot.
X, you ever driven a electric car? Because this season, with thanks to MG, we're giving away a brand new MG ZS EV electric car valued $44,990. All you do is enter now at nbl.com.au/winmg. They go like the wind.
Oh, you got one?
Nah, just what Gazy told me the other day. Gazy was telling us that a very nice car. Wouldn't mind getting him one. Adelaide by 2. Here's McDonald. That's going to be a soft foul, the 36ers. Hyam Harris. Daniel Johnson checks back into the game. Cleveland again will have a spell.
It's been
those 3 fouls.
Sorry, Joe, I was going to say, it's been a really good response by the JackJumpers since that fast start to the second half from Adelaide. Again, wrestled back, control the tempo.
You'll notice identical to what we've seen in the first half.
Right. Very much a walk it up, long shot clock type of game right now. Antonius Cleveland back on the bench with 3 fouls, and they're missing his presence, Adelaide.
Kelly just being patient, some good footwork, but couldn't finish around the basket. He'd be disappointed with that. Just the 2 points, one of 8 shooting for Rashard Kelly in this one. Good cut from Harris.
And just like you said, look at the way they box out. Look at the way they finish defensive possessions. It's great.
And then a bit of class at the other end from Milton Doyle. He's up to 14. 6 boards to go with it. They're all tied up. Here's McCarron. Johnson. Long range. Both refs look at each other and they're going to give it Tassie ball.
Well, it's good hustle. Dremick first to the floor. See the frustration there for Franks. Hit that first triple, but hasn't been able to get back involved offensively ever since.
Just the 7 points, 3 of 5 shooting, Robert Franks. Finding it hard to get into this game. Still plenty of time, though. Here's Kelly again, wanting to work on Harris. Fade away. That's a tough shot. For a guy that's been struggling, it's a good finish.
Misses the bunny at the rim on the last one, and then hits a turnaround fadeaway.
Harris goes to attack at the other end, doesn't get the whistle. Majet finds White.
He'll do that.
Great find from Majet. Beautiful point guard play in transition. Resisted the temptation to let it fly, but he drew the defender.
Shooter.
As he knew he had a knockdown marksman waiting on the wing.
CJ Bruton quick to call a timeout. Tassie back in front by 5. And a seesawing third quarter. Good quarter of basketball. And we'll get down to John Casey, who has one of our Australian greats with him courtside.
Hey, not just an Australian great, I have got world class, the world record bowler here, part of the Strikers, knocked over the Thunder for 15 on Friday night. They're coming to Adelaide tomorrow for more.
They are. I didn't have to do much the other night. I didn't even have to bowl, so hopefully tomorrow night I'll get a bowl, but yeah, obviously they'll be looking to bounce back.
Strikers going well, start of the season, really good. Need to keep it rolling.
Yeah, we have. We had a great game here last week at home and then went up there to Sydney and obviously did the business there. But yeah, another home game tomorrow night and hopefully repeat of how we started.
We know you travel around a little bit with your cricket and you seem to have had a few NBL teams. Who are you supporting here tonight?
Wherever I am, I support the local team. So I'll have to go Adelaide tonight. Obviously, I'm living in Tassie and I'm from Melbourne. So I jump ship, but I just love ball and yeah, obviously love the NBL.
It's great to have you in the house. Good luck tomorrow night. Hope the Strikers can get another win.
Cheers, mate. Come on, JackJumpers.
One of our great fast bowlers. You got into the cricket at all, X, since you've been here?
I have not. That's the one that I haven't been able to get into.
Do you have any idea what's going on out there?
I have absolutely no clue.
Have any of your teammates tried to explain it to you?
No. The AFL, the rugby, a little bit.
Yeah.
We did a little bit of preseason. went out there and kicked the ball around a little bit. But cricket, I have absolutely no clue. I couldn't tell you.
Nah, fair enough. Don't blame you either. Drimmick leaves that one short. Harris playing with some hustle. Goes back and gets the offensive board. Well done. And then just throws his weight around a little bit.
One more.
Again, physical. Plenty happening down low. Johnson this time wide open. And again, fair bit of contact.
And the JackJumpers love it. Look at their bench, their coaching staff up off their seats applauding. Look at that. That's a wall right there from Krislovic. Drimmick's had enough. And the push and the shove and the bump and the grind and the JackJumpers reveling in it.
Can it get frustrating, X? Because it looks like Adelaide are just starting to get a little bit frustrated by all the contact. Your boy again.
Yes, it can get frustrating. Yep. They're just a grind-you-out team. They're going to be super physical. And what's challenging about it is they're so physical that the refs can't call it every single time. So, you know, they're gonna get away with a bunch. And like I said, they're going to grind you out. They're going to play great defense and then finish possessions with defensive rebounds.
Well, this is their biggest lead, 7 points. Josh Majette didn't like that call. Comes to the bench. Daniel Johnson has a spell. 8 points, all from the free throw line for him. There's Drimmick. Feet sets. Pure.
Got a little open space there. Drimmick, the weak side pin down, and he's the first Adelaide player in a double figures. He's got 12.
And they needed that one. And tough going since quarter time offensively. He's Weeks. Pulls it out. Soto closed. Now Kelly, what's he going to go with this time? Goes one-on-one with Harris. So Drimmick and McCarron out there with a few youngsters, and he's getting physical.
Watch Kai Soto, the bump here from Weeks. Bang. That's what the Jack, and then bang. Ooh, Soto gets called for the second one. The JackJumpers chart those bumps. They call them a hello. He said, every time down the floor, we want you to say hello to your opponents as they come down.
I love that.
And then, you know, teams chart deflections and consecutive stops. The JackJumpers chart how many times they bump their opponents down the floor.
And this frustration is starting to get to the 36ers. CJ Bruton has to talk to his bench. Need some calm heads now.
And they get bumped and they...
bonus 2. Nick, bonus 2. Bonus 2.
And that's exactly what CJ's saying. All the contact at one end, and then they feel a bit of a soft call from Drimmick at the other.
You know what, and I think we're starting to see here that addition of Ian Clark coming in, right? It's you get a shot creator, a guy that can come in and create one-on-one and make tough shots. And once if AC's in foul trouble or McCarron's on the bench, you don't really have that.
It's an important finish to the third quarter. We've seen in so many games the last minute or two of a quarter can make a huge difference. Tassie by 5. Marshall looking to go to work on Kelly. And what a tough finish from the youngster.
That's the kind of shot creation you're talking about, X. The Sixers fans up and about. Marshall in amongst all the bump and the grind, able to find an avenue across the lane.
A little bit of a makeup call.
Off the glass through the contact.
We're seeing Kai Soto continue to develop. This youngster getting better by the game as well.
He is.
And some important points. Crowd enjoying this one. School's over for most kids. We can get the school kids out on a Monday night. Enjoy some basketball in the lead up to Christmas. And we've got a good one on our hands. Inside the final minute. Kelly again looking to be aggressive, and again misses another one under the basket. But Krislovic there to clean up.
Man, Kelly's 2 from 11 from the field, just lacking a bit of touch.
Harris again puts the head down. This time, good finish. He doesn't mind the physicality.
It's one thing Hiram Harris does pretty well. He's got a pretty good handle. They're happy to, you know, flip it to Harris in the backcourt, allow him to advance it, and they're able to rip it through and attack on his left hand and got right to the cup.
No Milton Doyle for the Jack Jumpers in this possession. White, Weeks, McDonald, Krislovic and Kelly. Good hands from Marshall, almost picked it off, and then Franks almost did.
Oh my God.
Kelly continuing to be aggressive and continuing to come up short. The final possession of this third quarter. Can Adelaide tie it up or take the lead? It'll be Marshall again. Feeds it down low to Detch. Good heads-up play. Crowd are getting involved. They're up and about for this one. Good game on our hands. Scores are all tied. Three-quarter time. Sets up for a fourth quarter beauty. Stick with us. More to come straight after this.
Welcome back to the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. 7,010 in the house tonight. They're getting a great ride for their money. Part of the reason the Tassie JackJumpers are so hard to beat because their last 4 road games they have played, they've won the last quarter. It's a good equation for them as we go into the fourth.
Yeah, it's a good call, Case. 6-3 on the road this year. The JackJumpers, they play anywhere, anytime basketball. And this again sets up for a cracking finish. Adelaide won the quarter by 3 in that third term. And it might be down to the superstars in this fourth quarter, though. Doyle lost his footing. He's got the game-high 14 points. Franks and Cleveland back out on the floor for Adelaide with Detch, Harris and Marshall. And they do go straight to their superstar, Franks, who goes straight at Doyle.
Straight through his chest.
I like it. Go straight at Robert Franks. You talked about those Adelaide superstars. Just 3 points combined from Cleveland, Franks and Daniel Johnson in that third quarter. Others stepped up and ticked the scoreboard over. But go back to those guys. Get Robert Franks, looks in the half court, and Johnson when he checks back in.
And Tassie keep going to Kelly. And he draws the foul this time. Might be Cleveland again. He's holding his breath. No, it's going to be called on Sunday Detch.
It's the third personal.
There's about 3 fouls in this possession. Oh my gosh. Playing football.
The thing is, you can understand Adelaide's frustration. Clearly a bunch of fouls.
Yeah.
But it's been a really physical game.
It has.
They are saying, well, hey, listen, can we get some of those calls down that other end?
100%.
Trying to match it. Match the physicality. Plenty on the line. Adelaide can go equal with the JackJumpers. They'll both be 8 and 8 if they can win. Doyle, fourth quarter. Might be Milton Doyle time.
Expect to see a heavy dose of Milton Doyle in this fourth quarter.
He's up to 17. Just quietly worked his way up. Shooting at 50%. Cleveland at 8 points in the first quarter. Still got 8. Here's Detch. Couldn't finish. Harris did well, got the tip. Now Franks wants it.
Go ahead, eh?
Another foul call.
He's such a great screener. The way he's able to make contact on screens and get in and out and get to the rim, he puts a lot of pressure on your defense.
Foul on Young Marshall. 3 fouls to Cleveland. 3 to Sean McDonald. And 3 to Sunday Detch. If anyone's in foul trouble, here's McVeigh. Lost the handle. Kelly goes back and wins it. Can he get this one to finish? He can. 3 of 13 shooting now for Rashad Kelly. Cleveland looking for the foul, draws it.
Okay, 2 shots.
We went in there searching for contact, Cleveland, and usually the officials don't give it to you when you're doing that, but he got the whistle. I like the idea of Cleveland exploring in transition. He's finding it really hard in the half court to find opportunities to score, but on the fly, getting downhill, that's where he's at his best.
Hopefully see a couple free throws go through the rim right now and get himself going. Ooh.
So still just the 8 points for Antonius Cleveland. John Casey courtside.
First free throw miss of the night for the Adelaide 36. A 16 of 16 prior to that miss from Antonius Cleveland. But just talking about the foul count, Adelaide has only had 1 player foul out all season. Kai Soto fouled out last round, and he did it in 8 minutes 40, which is the fastest foul out of the season. In contrast, Tassie have had 5 players foul out this season, which is the equal most in the league.
Kai Soto does have the 4 fouls. That's why he's on the bench. And another foul called on Adelaide.
It's a really interesting point Case makes. You know, we talk about players fouling out or getting into foul trouble. Sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes that's a bad thing. And sometimes it speaks to, well, what kind of physicality are you playing with at the defensive end? Adelaide.
He said you're talking to me.
No. CJ, there's 2 players in a row he's done it. I gave him 1 because he was on the bench.
You hear what I'm saying? We got to play to this.
And then the second time he's done it after 2 foul calls on Adelaide.
Technical foul called on Anthony Drimmick there. Talking back to the ref.
Yeah, this Adelaide team, second last in the league in defensive rating, defensive efficiency. So they could actually do with a little bit more physicality. And if that means picking up some fouls along the way, so be it.
Here's Majette. There's the ball movement. You're talking about the assist. Finds McDonald. Good look. And they're out by 6 now, the JackJumpers. Josh Majette now with 5 assists. McCarron with that offensive board. Cleveland thought about it. Now Wolf let it fly.
White 2, hold.
There's Majette trying to box out.
Josh, you bumped him and then you grabbed him. Blue.
They talk about their aggression, boxing out. Sometimes that was the case being a bit too aggressive, but it is a big focus for them.
Yeah, but those are the ones that they'll live with because, you know, they'll get away with a few down the stretch. So emphasis is boxing out for them and closing out possessions. And they didn't get that one, but I'm sure that they'll get another one here coming up.
So if they win the Jack Jumpers, they can just get that separation from Adelaide, the top 6. They'll go 2 games clear. They're starting to get down where teams are starting to look at the run home, how many wins they're going to need. Cleveland again comes up short. So he's going to go once again that time. Can't give him too many looks.
The ability to keep shooting them, it's special. You know, you missed, I think you missed 3 in a row. To shoot the 4th and make the 4th is great for him, great for his confidence, and he needed to see that go through the rim. And that's going to get him going.
Gonna get him going all right. All of a sudden, he's got 2 in a row. And Scott Roth's seen enough and calls a timeout. Scores are all tied up. Back-to-back threes for Antonius Cleveland. And this 7,000 strong crowd at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre getting into it.
And finally, a bit of tempo and a bit of energy for that Adelaide 36ers team. It's been such a grind ever since quarter time. And back-to-back triples from Cleveland. He was dead to shoot the first one. Doyle had no interest at all in contesting him. Then it bounces out, maybe a later contest there, and he puts a hand up. Cleveland drills it. And then, as you said, X, that all of a sudden, that's all he needed to start feeling good. The push in transition, pulled up beyond the arc, bang, bang, Cleveland, and we're all tied up.
Exactly. And as a scorer, all you need to see is one go through the rim. You see one go through the rim and you feel like you're hot, then you're going to continue to shoot them. So expect to see AC ultra aggressive here now, and they'll probably feature him a little bit more in this offense.
Well, we'll take a look at the Amy replay. Back-to-back threes for Antonius Cleveland. He missed the first, he went again. Franks has just got the 9 points, but if he doesn't get you, Cleveland will. And they've got their side back to level pegging.
And all kinds of energy. Look at that. He is the guy. He and Anthony Drimmick are the 2 guys on this squad to bring that type of energy that they need. All tied up now. Can they continue to get stops and push the ball?
Here he goes.
And that's the thing with AC. He sees a couple go through the rim, and watch him. He locks in defensively. It really picks him up, and he becomes special.
He was laying him down from everywhere Saturday night. It's his first tonight, and he's just got that look in his eye at the moment. This time Harris runs the floor. And in a heartbeat, they're up by 4.
Look at the tempo. This is Adelaide 36ers basketball. Up and down, running off steals and stops. And they now have control of this game.
Look at Cleveland at defensive end, firing up his team. Doyle. He can't keep the handle. McVeigh, now he's cool as a cucumber. Spots Majet. Oh, needed that.
It's a big shot.
Did they need that? Josh Majet, 13 points, his first 3 of the night.
Just puts all the Sixers fans back in their seats. Brings his own teammates up off the bench.
It's almost as if they just love silencing the home crowd, the Jack Jumpers, wherever they are. Drimmick, and a fadeaway. Now they're really going toe-to-toe, these 2 sides. Travay could have been a travel, not called. Gets it back. Gets the finish. Back to 1 point. They couldn't close out a couple of nights ago, the Jack Jumpers against Cairns. Adelaide had that big blowout win against Brisbane. So evenly matched sides here. Cleveland feeling good about himself.
Oh my God.
Feeling really good.
There goes that man.
And he's got the crowd to their feet. And he's leading his side. Kelly a little bit reckless. Turnover.
Oh, all kinds of energy in the house. And it's all on the back of this man, Antonius Cleveland. He's a game changer. He's a game breaker. And he's broken this game open in this fourth quarter here for Adelaide. Now, it's still only a 4-point game, but you can feel the energy now for the home team, and he has created it.
Well, he had 8 points in that opening quarter. Didn't score for the middle 2 quarters. He's got 12 here in the fourth. And he draws the foul.
What's up?
Milton Doyle, 18 points for him. Rashard Kelly's going to have a spell. It's been tough work for him tonight, 3 from 14. Just the 6 points. McVeigh has the 8 points, averaging 15.5 this season. Big 3.5 minutes to come. They go to Franks. Shot clock ticking down. Goes to work on Doyle, and then can't believe he missed it. And a second. And now the JackJumpers on transition. Do they make them pay? They don't. They pull it out. They'll set up their offense. Majet again finds McDonald. Oh, Robert Franks wouldn't miss that in his sleep.
Wow, Mr. Bunny. It was just him and the rim won.
It's the 9 points for Robert Franks tonight. Josh Majet picks up another one. So what are you looking for here, X, if you're the Adelaide 36ers? Are they trying to do an offense?
I think you go back to a high ball screen with AC and Robert Franks, and you kind of just play with that matchup. This is one that AC wants right here. And
little heat check from Cleveland, and JackJumpers will get the ball. McNay slow to get to his feet. Take a look at the Amy replay. Looks to be okay, Will Magnay. What about the JackJumpers, Liam? They just keep going through Milton.
Right, got to play through Milton Doyle. The problem is they can't get Antonius Cleveland off him.
Yeah.
Need to try to initiate a switch here and get Doyle going up against someone else.
Cleveland giving no space. Finds the open man. That was a good look. Couldn't finish, and then Cleveland pulls down the board, pushes the floor.
Bring it out.
Harris with a cut. Franks in the corner. And his tough night continues. A good hustle again from young Harris, and they'll keep the ball.
Good minutes from Harris. Not much of it showed up on the box score, but good energy, good hustle, good effort.
Saw there Cleveland 13 points in this quarter. He's got 20. He's 1 rebound away from a double-double. Here's the matchup, Franks and McVeigh. McCarron had Magnay all over him, good finish.
I like this timeout from Scott Roth because this is a big possession. They've been coming up dry the last few. Really need to execute something here, draw something up, get a bucket, cut into this margin, otherwise starting to get out of hand.
Expect to see Tassie run a set that, is going to go through the majority of this shot clock into probably a high ball screen with Majet or a side ball screen with Majet, and let them create out of that. But expect to see a great shot from them coming up on this possession.
We were flagging it before, but Antonius Cleveland's ability to fight over ball screens means that he's not switching off Milton Doyle. And as a result, they're not getting anything easy for Doyle. Now, of course, that's what he's doing at the defensive end, but he's also had a massive impact offensively in this fourth quarter. 12 fourth quarter points. He's now the game-leading scorer with 20. And 2 hits from long range were massive. Really woke up this Adelaide crowd, sparked the 36ers, bang, bang, Antonius Cleveland. And then, of course, he creates offense out of defense with his active hands. So he has been magnificent in this fourth quarter, both ends of the floor. 40% on the game, 4 knockdowns from long range. That's a difference maker for Antonius Cleveland when he's hitting from outside. It changes everything. But can he continue to get the job done on Milton Doyle at the defensive end?
Here we go, big final 2 minutes. You know they'll keep coming, the Jack Jumpers. They never say die. And he epitomises it tonight, Rashad Kelly. He won't die wondering. He'll keep attacking. And he gets them back within 4. They need a stop. Doyle and Cleveland at the other end. Good defense, tough look. And another foul on the boards.
Call a foul on Jack McVeigh, blocking out. Bonus 2. Look at this action from the Jack Jumpers. They used Doyle as the decoy. They knew, look at this screen from Kelly, the back screen. They knew that attention would go to Doyle, and it frees up Kelly in the middle.
Big free throws now for these sides. Franks makes the first, and of course with Hungry Jacks, you can whop your way to LA, grab any large burger meal at Hungry Jacks. Just enter your receipt code and win 4 tickets, flights, spending money and accommodation to a basketball game in the USA. Franks makes both. Trial by 6, time running out for Tassie. They couldn't get it done in the fourth quarter against Cairns a couple of nights ago. Good hands from McCarron. He's got Detch running with him. And they got the crowd and the energy on their side. And now it's awfully hard for the Jack Jumpers from here.
McCarron just picking the pocket, getting down in transition, and guys just running with him. It's turning defense into offense, and McCarron does an absolutely amazing job of playing off the ball and being able to play those passing lanes.
You spoke about that last year at the start of the third quarter. What looked that changed from Adelaide, and you said turning their defense into offense, and they got the chance, a few more fast break points, up the tempo, and now they've got themselves in a winning position with 1:20 to go. As we said, doesn't get any easier for the Jack Jumpers. They play again Thursday at home against Illawarra, then Boxing Day against New Zealand. It's getting awfully tight through that middle part of the ladder, isn't it, Liam?
Really tight. All these games super important. They'll have been brewing that loss. There's the great Ken Cole, Adelaide legend, Australian basketball, great. But yeah, they let that one slip away from them against the Taipans, who executed better down the stretch. And then this one's got away as well. Still a little bit of time. 80 seconds to play. Massive possession here. Must execute and get a score and stop.
Let's see what Scott Roth's come up with from the timeout. Doyle again will inbound the ball. Majet it is from the logo. Rashad Kelly just couldn't rein it in.
They got the look they're after.
Ran a great play, an elevator screen on the backside to get Majet a wide open look.
And then a hold on Kelly. Just grabbed Detch. Trying to force the turnover.
Thank you.
You see, Scott Roth, he's out of timeouts now. He recognised how important those couple of possessions were. So dead ball, calls everyone over. They've generated 2 good looks off those drawn-up plays out of the huddles, and he's trying to get another one next time down.
This will make it back-to-back wins for Adelaide. They'll get to 8-8 on the season. They'll be equal with the Jack Jumpers. And they're at home to the South East Phoenix on Saturday. That'll be a huge game. 2 minutes to go. 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 2 min We heard from John Casey. Ian Clark will be announced tomorrow morning as the import signing for Adelaide. And they're healthy and they're building. So we'll take something pretty special from here for the JackJumpers. Majet. Cowley's going to have to let it fly. And Karen pulls down the board. What's been impressive, X's, they've found a way to win with Franks only scoring 11 points. It's another good sign.
Yeah, like I said, they were able to turn defense into offense, being able to get the ball off the backboard, create misses, and get out in transition and run. And I think that's been the big changer in the second half, is they were able to get stops, get out, run, get some easy ones, and it's turned to them extending a lead here in the fourth.
Cleveland's been the match winner in this fourth quarter. Drimmick's got the 14 points. Sunday Detch, 12. Nice Soto had some nice moments in that first half before foul trouble. 9 points and a couple of blocks.
Yeah, and AC was able to stay out of foul trouble in the second half. In that first half, he was in foul trouble. He was on the bench in that second quarter to finish. He was able to stay out of it in the second half, and he's been the difference maker for this club. You have
to say good coaching, Liam, to CJ Bruton, because he kept Cleveland off for a long time to keep him out of foul trouble.
No doubt. He understands and recognises the importance of Antonius Cleveland, understands how he can break a game open, and he's done just that in this second half.
They've been able to absorb the physicality of the JackJumpers.
White 6, hands down, bonus.
Milton Doyle, 18 points, but 5 of 11 shooting for him. Isaac White's been excellent. The youngster with 12 points. Josh Majet, 13 and 6 assists. It'll be a couple of weeks in a row, a couple of games in a row, I should say. Just haven't been able to get it done in the fourth quarter. It was 66 apiece, three-quarter time. It's the home court roll.
He's been good too. Anthony Drimmick had the 16 points against Brisbane, and he's one guy with the physical nature of this game has risen to the occasion. 16 a game, 5 of 7 from the field.
So they'll move to 8-8, Adelaide. Crowd are enjoying it. Cleveland gets his double-double with that rebound. 20 points and 10 boards for him. He stepped up when they needed someone the most. He had plenty of teammates in support. And Adelaide, they make their move. That's 2 on the trot. And they beat a tough JackJumpers by 11 points at home. And they get their home record to 500, and now their win-loss record for the season.
Big win for Adelaide. Ties them up with the JackJumpers at 8-8, and I tell you, they earned it. The JackJumpers will always make you earn it. And they did it the hard way, Adelaide. It was only there in that fourth quarter, as you say, X, when they started to ramp it up defensively and open the game up, push the tempo, that Adelaide were able to really get going. And when the going got tough, they got going, Adelaide, today, and secured a really important home win.
Daniel Johnson will be better for the run. Just played the 11 minutes, coming back from gastro. Really strong team performance. And they've still got a couple more games at home. You can see the impact of the crowd, particularly late in this game. And that man will be very pleased with what he's seen. So let's get down to John Casey, who has the Foot Locker player of the game with him, Antonius Cleveland.
Thanks very much. I've got Antonius Cleveland here. Congratulations. That was a special win.
Thank you. We needed it. Big win. Shout out to the crowd.
tell us about that last quarter where you turned it on, drained a couple of threes, threw down the dunk, really got some energy going.
Yeah, man, just trying to play to the whistle, play to the end of the quarter. It's a big game. I wanted to leave it all out there. We needed this win to keep it heading in the right direction, and I just came through for my teammates, and they supported me, and we finished it.
You set the platform early as well, 8 points in that opening quarter. It was good to get off to a good start and then try and build from there. But credit to Tassie, they came back hard.
Yeah, man, we know that. I think the whole world knows how Tassie is. They're not going to go away, so we pretty much knew that. It's going to be a hard win, 40 minutes, and it took 40 minutes to get the win.
Back-to-back wins here at home for the first time this season. You've got 2 games coming up here at home, an opportunity for you to really grab some momentum.
Yeah, man, the season's been a little rough, but the fans continue to pack it out, man, and that means a lot and says a lot. So we just want to keep trending upwards and get ready for these next couple we got.
Now that this game's finished, I guess it's fair to say that we're going to have an announcement tomorrow regarding a new teammate for you. What do you think Ian Clark's going to bring to the table?
Winning mindset, stretch the floor, score, high IQ, but most importantly, a good character guy and a great teammate.
Congratulations on the win. It's big for Adelaide tonight. You're the Foot Locker player of the game.
Thank you.
Well, Adelaide, they really did it. They bookended the game. 29 points in the first quarter, 27 points in the last quarter is really where they got the job done. It was off the back of this man, both his first and fourth quarters.
Yeah, he was the difference maker. You know, you're trying to lift the tempo against the JackJumpers. Well, this is the man to get it done. And his influence in those 2 terms, the opener with the 8 points, the final term with the 12 points, was massive. And then also the defense down the other end on Milton Doyle. He had 18, Doyle, but it was tough going. And he wasn't able to come up with the big plays in the big moments because he had Antonius Cleveland shadowing his every move. So the Foot Locker player of the game, and well deserved.
So we'll go to a break. We'll wrap it up after this. But Adelaide, they've got 4 games at home. That's 2 and zip. 2 more to come. Christmas Eve's the next one against the Southeast Phoenix. We'll be back to wrap it up straight after this. Adelaide 36ers. They get back-to-back wins and they get to build into the season. They've got a huge Christmas Eve game coming up against the Southeast Phoenix, but it was the fourth quarter where they got the job done. Scores were level, 27 points to 16 fourth quarter off the back of Antonius Cleveland, and they get to 8-8. As we take a look at the match stats, Liam Santamaria, XRM, and really it was pretty even, the numbers, but Adelaide, when it mattered most, got the job done.
They did. Came up with the big plays. Huge fourth quarter, 27 to 16. Look at the free throw shooting, really high. Accuracy, both these teams, a lot of free throws, a lot of makes, and as a result, they were able to tick the scoreboard over. But in the big moments, Adelaide, specifically Antonius Cleveland, Anthony Drimmick, those guys came up big.
Well, we've spoken a lot about Antonius Cleveland, but Anthony Drimmick, you need the supporting cast, and second game in a row, he's had the 16 points, XRM, and good shooting too, from 5 from 7.
Yeah, he's playing good basketball right now. He's a guy that comes in and changes the momentum. Extremely physical, downhill driver, and then a guy that makes shots. And, to have 16 points on 7 field goal attempts is extremely efficient. And they going back tonight, they'll look at that, and if they can get that from him on a nightly basis, they'll know they're in a good spot.
He was certainly the energy guy, along with Antonius Cleveland, and we take a look to the rest of the round because there's still plenty more action. Tomorrow night is the final game of round 11, Cairns and Perth, but then Christmas night, XRM, we can't wait for this one. The Sydney Kings will be hosting Melbourne United, 6:30 p.m. It's going to be one you must watch after you've had the Christmas lunch. Sit down with the kids, enjoy the basketball. It is going to be a cracker, but gee, there's some good games still to come, Liam.
Really good games. We said before that one tomorrow, Taipans and Wildcats, is going to be a big one. The JackJumpers, they're going to need to take care of business against the Hawks. And then, of course, as you say, Christmas Day, going to be a beauty.
And then we'll be back Boxing Day to see the JackJumpers at home. But tonight it was Adelaide 36ers. They were too good for Tassie. They got the job done by 11 points, 93 to 82. Hope you enjoyed the game. We certainly did. We'll be back tomorrow night.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
Yeah. Hello, Aussie. Can you hear me there all right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.